Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Asha here for you. In today's video, I am going to talk about some of the best books that I read in 2020. These are absolute 4 and 5-star books. Soon, I'm going to let you know what these titles are. Before that, there is just this little thing that I really wanted to talk about. I had this idea where I am planning to post my videos and reviews in Hindi. This is just so I can help the general masses, those audience who might not be so comfortable with English, so that they also can consume my videos. Are there any kind of tips you want to share with me? Reading is such a fantastic idea. It's such a beautiful habit. There's so much you get to learn. It opens your mind to so many different perspectives. And there are so many other benefits of reading. So yes, I want to get more and more people to read. And, doing reviews in a more common language will probably just fulfill this purpose. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to know all about it. So guys, this video is going to be a little longer than my usual videos because it's not just 1 or 2 books but about 5 or 6 books that I'm going to talk about here, and I do not want you to miss out on any of these books because these books are just so amazing. And believe me, since the time I have read these books, I have been recommending these books left, right and center. That's how badly I want people to read these beautiful books. So please watch it till the end. The first book that I'm going to talk about is Misery by Stephen King. This book is about Paul Sheldon, who is a best-selling author, and it's about his psychotic fan who is Annie Wilkes. Paul Sheldon meets with an accident and it is Annie Wilkes who finds him. She brings him home and she is tending to his injuries from the accident. The only twist or catch here is Paul Sheldon is not, her favorite author right now. He is her captor. And Annie Wilkes is going to make him pay for killing her favorite character, who is Misery, from the Misery Chastain series. I'm going to just quickly tell you 2 things why you must read this book. The first one is the plot. As readers, as book lovers, you are going to relate with this plot bang on, and there is not one thing that is going to go amiss because this is about books, this is about writing, this is about authors, this is about fandom and all those things that go on in your mind when you read your favorite books and you think about your favorite authors. The second thing that I want to talk about are the characters. We just have 2 of them, Paul Sheldon and Annie Wilkes, and both of these have been beautifully laid out. Even long after you finish reading this book, Annie Wilkes is not going to leave your mind, and you are not going to stop feeling sorry for Paul Sheldon. The second book on this list is a horror novel. Rather, it's a collection of short stories. It is Darkness by Ratnakar Matkari. This book came as a pretty surprise because I didn't expect it to be so good. I am a lover of horror and there is not one story, article, book that I want to miss. So I explored his work, and let me tell you, that was one of the best decisions of my life so far because this book is really brilliant. I think the best part is all of these stories are so unpredictable. Some of these stories are just about 1.5 pages long, but the twist or the cliffhangers that you have toward the end are something to vouch for. The third book on the list is This House of Clay and Water by Faiqa Mansab. Miss Mansab is a Pakistani writer, and this novel of hers is set in Lahore. It surrounds these 3 major characters, the middle class Sasha, the intelligent Nida, and the Kalandar Bhangi, who is a eunuch. This story is set in the contemporary society of Pakistan, and through this story the author has tried to highlight the plight of women in the Pakistani society, and not just bothering about what people want you to do, what the society wants you to do. Can you for once just do what your heart wants you to do? Obviously there are consequences to it, and you yourself are going to have to take care of all of that. So this is literary fiction. I think the one most beautiful thing why I loved this book is the writing. The writing is lyrical, it's quite poetic. There are bits of philosophy here that make so much sense. Everyone is going to relate to it because these are real life conundrums that the author has tried to question and at the same time I think answer for us. lives for so many people has not changed much in certain parts of the world, and she tries to highlight that, especially in Pakistan. It's not such a happy place. It's sad, but that's true. So this book is This House of Clay and Water by Faiqa Mansab. I received this book as a gift. It was one of the best books that I read in 2020. The fourth book on the list is A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. This is such a cute, sweet little story. It's about this small boy, Nicholas, who goes on to become Father Christmas. It's his coming of age story. This book has got elves, it's got snow, it's got a lot of snow, and it's got magic, it's got reindeers, and it's got toys, it's got horrible aunts, and it's got a dear beloved father, and it's got all of those elements that make reading such a pleasure. I think so far this is one of the best books by Matt Haig, and I so want him to continue writing children's fiction because he is just so good at it. The writing, absolutely mind-blowing. It leaves you feeling the magic. Obviously you get to know about Father Christmas's story, and that is quite sweet as well. And finally, I think what I wanted to talk about is the character Nicholas himself. He is so mature for his age, and he is so grown up for the kind of wisdom he owns and dispels at every given point of time. That I think was brilliant, and there is something for everybody to learn from Nicholas's story. Even though this feels very Christmassy, it's actually a book for any time of the year. You can read it just whenever. In fact, let me tell you this, if you are feeling low, and if you are kind of feeling worn out from regular fiction or whatever else you're reading, that's the time to go for this book. The next book on the list is Flowers in the Attic by Vanessa. This is a perfectly moving story of a cruel mother of four kids. Their life turns upside down after their father passes away, but life changes for them when they move to their maternal grandparents' mansion castle. And what happens next is terrific. At the same time, it's quite moving, disturbing. Essentially, it's about survival in tough situations, in unpredictable conditions. Flowers in the Attic is a metaphor. Flowers, I feel, is for these kids who are growing up, and they spend as much as 6 to 8 years of their lives not moving out of this mansion because of the kind of conditions they are in, and they spend their life day in and day out in this attic. They make heaven out of this attic. They are enclosed in this space where they have to live with their own decisions, make decisions like grown-ups, and live through your mistakes, live through the joys and happiness that little things bring, such as a regular meal. If I have to list down 2 things why you should read this book, one is for the story, for the plot. I haven't come across anything this drastic and beautiful all at once. 4 kids trapped in an attic and spending their life stuck there with a cruel mother who abandons them. Secondly, I think I want to talk about the setting. The whole of this book is built in just that attic. I think I have said this before as well with one of the books. I guess it was Misery, that I absolutely love when a whole plot, a whole book of about 400-500 pages is written down in just one corner, of the world. Whether that's an attic, whether that's a living room, whether that's a reading room, whether that's just one spot somewhere in the kitchen, under the tree. I don't know, but I find that absolutely brilliant. I mean, kudos to the hard work and talent of that author, but that is why this book really stuck with me. I know that I'm going to read it again for the feeling it left me with. Yes, there are disturbing situations, themes here. Like I said, there's incest, there's rape, there's physical, emotional, and mental abuse. This book was Flowers in the Attic by Vanessa. The second last book in the list today is one book that was once again very, very dear to my heart. This book is Twilight in Delhi by Ahmed. This book is based on pre-partition India. It's the story of Delhi the way it was before the British came to India. This is the story of Mir Nihal, who is an upper class Muslim. Himself and his family, they live in a part of Delhi which is not much corrupted yet by the advent of the British, and it's his daily struggle to keep as much of his life as possible, as much of Delhi as possible, the way it was in the times of the Mughal emperors. He is so observant of everything and he clutches hard to everything he loves. And one of that is Delhi. If I have to tell you two things why you must read this book: one, read it for the writing. The writing is so poetic that you are going to feel everything: the sunsets, the mornings, the azans that happen in the city of Delhi, the pigeon flying, or the local people chattering, talking, people having teas by the roadside, and the beggars asking for alms. Everything kind of keeps unfolding before your eyes as if you were present witnessing it and not reading it so many decades later. The second thing that I want to talk about is the history. So this is Delhi the way it was before the British came to India, or rather around the same time that the British came to India, but it was still India and not India and Pakistan, like I said. So for the history, it is written just the way it was by Ahmed because that's exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to highlight the changes that were happening, which was not so pleasant, not expected, and definitely not fair. And he wrote all of this down just the way it was, and he wanted to publish this book. And he wanted people to see, especially the concerned authorities back in England, what their people were doing to this beautiful, beautiful country. And it got published, and it was a great sensation. And after so many years, when you read this book, you realize what a perfectly splendid job he's done by writing this book. I highly recommend this book. The final and the last book in this list is Call of the Wild by Jack London. It's about dogs, and I am a dog lover, so everybody who is a dog lover, this book is an absolute treat. It's about this dog who is leading a very luxurious life with his owner, but he is sold as a stray dog by the neighbor of his owner, and he does not know what's next, what awaits him. But he takes everything spot on. He is so bold, he is so courageous, and he leads a pack of dogs eventually in transporting stuff from here to there. And the whole of this journey, with him understanding what life is, how difficult situations can be, but one's not supposed to lose heart and hang in there. I think it's a great metaphor for everybody, because life is definitely not an easy ride, but we can definitely have such books that fill you up with motivation and make you look at the positive side of things. At least I am always game for such writing, for such fiction. Alright guys, all of these books, it's about I guess 6 or 7 books that I wanted to talk about. The links for all of these books is in the description box below, so you can immediately order your copy from there. The reviews for most of these books is available on my blog, which is www.badbookthief.com. You can catch up with all of them there. I just hope that you watched this video right till the end, because such amazing books, and I do not want you to miss out on any of them. I'm going to take my leave now. I talk about books on my channel, which is Bad Book Thief. You can catch up with my videos weekly, and for which you just have to click on the bell icon and also subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you in my next video. Until then, be reading, be inspiring. Goodbye.